I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Bored in the motherfucking in the house bored. Bored in the motherfucking in the house bored. Bored in the house, bored in the house, bored. The first time I heard that song I was like, right, thank you, I will be singing it till I die. Good morning! Well, it's actually not morning at all, it's 1 o'clock. It's 5 to 1 in the afternoon. And yes, I am in fact wearing a unicorn onesie. I also have a tail. Quarantine life be like. I hope you are all doing well and coping with staying in the house. For me, it's not really too big of a deal, but I'm not gonna lie. If I didn't have tea, I wouldn't survive. There is a bit of a difference between choosing to be antisocial and then being told you can't go out. Like, you know, when someone tells you not to do something, you're like, I'm gonna do it. Welcome if you've never been here before. Consider subscribing if you like, because YouTube can be a bitch to us small creators, and you know, only if you like. I have decided today I'm going to make a sponge cake. Yep, I know, but this is kind of what the whole of the UK and probably other countries are doing right now, because there's nothing left to do when you can't go to any shops or anything else. Like, there's just kind of like baking, isn't there? And it is my life, and I'll bake if I want to. I've been dreaming about making a sponge cake now since Mother's Day, because I made my mum a Victoria sponge cake, but she's not vegan and I am vegan, in case I've never mentioned it 1,000,001 times on my channel. I am in fact a vegan. Yes, one of those people who don't eat animal products. That's me. Hello. There is a very big difference between vegan baking and non-vegan baking. Basically, to sum it up, when you bake as a vegan, it sucks. It makes you want to cry because you spend a lot of time, effort and ingredients, and most of the time they go in the bin. Now, I'll show you. It's time to take the brownies out the oven. Why is it still wobbling? I'm gonna let them cool and see if they miraculously turn into eatable brownies, okay? I'm gonna try a bit, okay? Oh god, that's weird. I've tried making vegan muffins, I've tried making vegan cake. It always tastes like this. Bitter and nasty. Epic fail as always. Let's take it out and see what we're dealing with. Ooh. I'm not sure if that's done yet. So yeah, my vegan baking journey has not been the best. Turns out, you know, eggs are kind of like wonderful things. I never liked eggs before I was vegan. My dad gave me an egg sandwich when I was little and I didn't like it, and he made me eat it, and it scarred me for life. That's probably got a lot to do with it. I'm okay now. You can have vegan butter, that's fine. You can replace the milk with vegan milk, that's fine. It's always the egg that is a bar stool. A bastard. There's many egg replacers, and after trying all of them, I can conclude that any recipe that says to put in apple cider vinegar, don't do it. It's trash and it tastes like shit, and it will make your baking taste like shit. No one wants baked goods that taste like, you know, actual shit. I love cake. Who doesn't love cake? I love cake. Who doesn't want some big fat sponge cake? Put it in my mouth now. That's what he said. God love me, I am a trier. Haven't yet given up, lost the will to live many times, but for some reason I keep on trying. I think it's just the thought of a nice moist, spongy sponge cake in my mouth. One of the issues I have with baking in my house is I don't know how to film it at the right angle. So I have to bend down and it gives me like a humpback. So I'm gonna weigh out the ingredient, and I don't want to have it in like 2 baking tins. I want to have it in one. I want a fat, thick sponge cake. I want her to be thick. She thick, honey. I want some thick in my mouth, juicy, thick sponge cake. I'm feeling a little bit ill today. That's another reason why I don't want to go out and I just want to do some baking, because I feel a bit ill. Not corona ill, okay? Before you panic. Hopefully not corona ill anyway. Preheating your oven is always a good start. We're gonna measure in this. I slammed that down with a bit of aggression, didn't I? It's this cooped up quarantine stuff. I say that and the reality is, okay, I'm gonna be honest, today was the first time I was a bit like, I'm not a social person, but I'd kind of would like to do something like go to a plant shop and look at some plants because I'm still an 80-year-old inside. 115 grams. Oh, hello. Me again. It is very important to sieve the flour from a pie and give it a nice airing as it comes down. I mean, it's very simple, it's a beautiful process. It aerates the flour and you really want a nice aerated flour for your sponge cake. So it'll turn out nice and thick. That's probably not what a presenter would say. I'll scooch back a little bit. Scooch. I've never ever said the word scooch in my whole damn life. Okay, we've done with the flour. We've put her away. She's no good to us now. She's gone. We've used her. She has been cast aside like an old maiden. We are going to be measuring out 115 grams of flour. The flour should be nice and soft to the touch. So it often helps to leave it on your kitchen worktop for a while. What have you been doing in this quarantine period? Have you been baking lots? A lot of people have been doing computer games. I said that like really like an 80-year-old woman. The last time I played a computer game was on my Nintendo Wii. And it's just sat in my room doing nothing. So I'm not a big gamer, but now it's 118. I hate measuring out stuff. So I was a bit sheepy, as in a bit of a sheep, and I was like, oh, everyone's going on about Animal Crossing. So I downloaded it on my phone because I don't have a Nintendo, whatever it is. And you know what, it's kind of cute, I have to admit, but I had The Sims downloaded before that, you know, the good old-fashioned Sims, like the original. I used to play The Sims when I was really young, and you used to like get a cheat and you could like have a mansion, then take away the stairs and then drown the Sim, or they would drown themselves. It was such a good time. I never did that. That was just a friend, you know. No Sims were hurt in the making of my Sim household. My favourite thing to do is to get them to fall in love with each other. So I got the Sims on my phone. I made my Sim girl and then they said I had to get a housemate and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make it a boy then and I'm gonna make them fall in love and get married. And also one of my favourite bits of The Sims is when like you try to like make them do something and they don't like it and they go blah 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 blue. That was such a good Sim impression. Also when you do something nice and they're like, Shuna, Bluety. Sim language is the best language. So now we're going to measure out the sugar. We have our butter and flour. Vegan butter, by the way. Should have probably said that. Yeah, my shuni. I should just do a whole video where I talk in Sim language. Oh, that would be so good. That might be a video idea. 115. We're on 22. Oh, come on, there's a bit in here. Get out. Ta-da! Ta-da! Salted caramel. Can you see it? There we go. Oh, the other day when I was going out of my house, I had my car keys in my hand and I tried to lock my front door with my car keys. And I didn't only beep at the door once and not understand why it didn't automatically lock, but I beeped at it 3 times before I realised that you can't lock a front door with car keys. Aquafaba, by the way, in case you've never heard of it before. Yellowy and it's got like a really eggy consistency and it might sound gross but basically it's just the juices left over from like chickpeas or other beans and it just acts like the egg stuff. Don't ask me to explain the exact science because I don't know. Basically I read that if you whip it first it helps it can help make your cake go like a cake. I have my hand whisk this is a hand whisker. All my hopes are riding on this, so see, you also need it on really high, just in case you ever plan on whipping some aquafaba, you know. Bringing you the information you wanted in life. Here we go. You need to whip it real good. Whip it real good. Dun, 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 dun. Dang nabbit, I just like did some stuff and told you about it and I wasn't filming. Basically the aquafaba went like this. Woo! That white stuff is the aquafaba. Now I'm gonna combine the rest of the ingredients as per the recipe and we'll put it in a tin and put it in the oven and see if it magically turns into a cake. Really hope it is gonna. What the heck was that? That frightened the life out of me because we're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. I literally was like, they're coming. It's really windy outside. Here we go again. Ooh, with the whisk. This is what we've got. I don't know about you, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of ingredients in there, does there? Like, you can't really tell. What is really comforting is it actually looks like proper cake consistency. Sorry. Can't waste that batter. So I'm kind of hopeful. Look at this beautiful cake going in. I'm gonna put it in for the allotted time and we'll see if we get a cake baby. A luscious, thick cake baby that we can eat. That sounds a bit wrong. I don't eat babies, just cake babies. So I'll see you when we have a cake baby. We're gonna put her in the oven now. In she goes, honey. See you when we have cake, hopefully. Hello again. As you can see, I have an oven glove on. In case you didn't know what an oven glove was. We took her out of the oven. She looks promising. She looks spongy. She looks very spongy. And she seems set. I stuck a stick in her to see if she was done. Now for the really annoying part, which nobody wants to do. We have to wait for it to cool down before we can cut into her and try her, because otherwise it's all gonna fall apart. I must warn you, okay? There is times when I get to this point in the baking process and I'm like, yes, I smashed it. We're gonna have some juicy baked goods to eat. I'm excited. Get the kettle on, only for it to taste like shit. So just fair warning. The moment of truth, okay? It's set, but the only trouble is, I always think the consistency is a little different from a sponge cake, because this is usually the downfall of the cake. Yeah, it's kind of stuck to the bottom. Oh, why? Cheers. You know what? That is not bad. Is it falling apart? Yes. Does it taste like a non-vegan sponge cake? No, but is it an improvement on the last time I did it? Yes. I'll take that. She's not the prettiest in her class. She's not the most well-formed, but she's individual. And that alone makes her beautiful all by herself. Once you get to know her, she tastes just as good as everyone else. Subscribe if you like. Keep safe. Goodbye.